Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, January 11th, 2022, and today we really had a range day, but I guess really today was an uptrend day because once 8 a.m. hit, it was all uphill. But you can see at the end of the day, it looks like a range day. So we'll take a look at these trades. The overnight lows were like right here, but we were trending down, and once I mapped these as the lows, you can see this became a midline. So all that was a measured move of probably the overnight range being this. So let's take a look at these trades. Okay, so I'm missing something here. Sorry. Put that in there. I like this trade. I forget what time. I think 5 a.m. comes around here, yeah. So unfortunately, we don't get a setup here for a second entry short. First entry, second entry, the signal bar is no good. So we can't do anything. But then we form this congestion, and I had it drawn like this. So me personally, that's a second entry short. And originally my trend line was along the EMA right here. So I like that entry because it also looks like a failed counter trend break out of congestion. So I like that. But it's a bit away from the EMA. But then we come down here and you get a first entry, second entry. That's off the trend line. So I actually got trapped going short here. These prices were moving so fast here, and in real time, I just got excited, but that is certainly a doji, so that's what could have kept you out. This also, I think, this just ticks one tick lower, so that's really not, I don't think this is like a leg of correction, whereas this looks like a leg of correction. So I do think you can enter on this. Technically, it's the third entry, but that looks like the second entry, and if not, you get a lower high right here. But that's going into the lows, so that's aggressive. So that is a break of the channel. We get a leg down and start going sideways. And you do get a first entry, second entry short right here off the EMA. So I like that. But then we start hitting this level of support. And come up here. I also actually like this one. So I must have closed some things. I definitely had this range drawn, so I don't know what happened there. I believe I had it like this, and you can see we break out, and we get a second entry short right here, but it didn't tick higher. So then you get this lower high, and that looked really good to me, and I was expecting prices to come back into this range. So I like that. It doesn't close below the EMA, but I felt pretty good about that one. Then we come here. I'm not looking to go long here personally, and you might take this one, but that's pretty aggressive because this one looks like it's also a failed break out of congestion. But yeah, I'm not looking to go long here. If you are looking to go long, if you see that this is a measured move of these overnight prices, I didn't see that, you might take this one. This is a second entry long. So big bullish bar, so you might take that. Now we come up here and it's just super congestive. This turned out to be a range, this area. You can see that midline and prices going back and forth. Oh wow, I didn't even see that gap until just now. That's a mean gap. But anyway, you can see this is super congestive. I don't like any of this. But on a smaller scale, you might look at it like that. But that doesn't seem to help you with any entries. Yeah, I don't see any way you could enter that. Maybe that would help you go short right here, but I'm not too sure. So next one I like, we break out to the high side, start trending down again, and you get a first entry, second entry short off the EMA. I like that. Only problem is you're going into this midline, and that looked like a level of support. Then we come back down, and you bounce. Looks like there's probably some people who went long here. Yeah, that looks pretty tempting right there. So you might have gone long there. Just because we make a double bottom in it. It almost looks like a higher low. So ride that back to the EMA. Looks like there's plenty of room to scalp out. 35.50. Yeah. Then we start trending up. First entry, second entry, I definitely got to at least mark this green. But you're going into this highs, so I wasn't too crazy about it. I'm guessing Mac will probably have this as blue, but you're going into these swing highs, and that was clearly a level of resistance before. And the rest of this is too far from the EMA for my liking. Then we form this congestion and a break, but you know, at this point we're pretty high up, so we're expecting the prices to test these highs. But I don't see any really good setups in here, unfortunately. Very congestive. Come up to the highs, find some resistance. Come down here, make this low. It doesn't quite pull back to what I was looking at as these range highs. And we get a first entry, failed second entry short. That looks congestive. So I was looking at it as a first entry, second entry with a higher low. So I did like that entry. I did take that entry. It's not perfect, and you're going into the highs, but I expected us to at least test these highs again. And that's what happened before we found some resistance. But that wasn't a strong trend up, so I didn't like going long in any of that or going short in any of it. Very congested. So we come down again, and we bounce very close to this price level. And so when that happens and we get a first failed second entry short setup, I like that, but only because of this bounce right here. Because this isn't really a strong trend up. You know, it still looks like we're in a range today. But then you draw this too, and it looks like it's off the trend line. So that's another reason to take that. Then we come up, and I really thought we were going to go lower. When we turn down right here, that's like a triple top at these lows. I thought we were going to go lower. So if you didn't think that and you thought this second entry was a good place to go long, you might have taken that. But I wasn't about to go long into those highs again. Then we form this range. And you can see we hit the measured move, find some resistance there, come back down before breaking out counter trend. And then we get a higher low. Unfortunately, the signal bar didn't end up finishing terrific. But it is a higher low, and I was expecting prices to come back and test these highs. That turns out to be the start of a trend up. And we're moving up. This looks like a pretty healthy trend up. So when you get this first entry, second entry, you very well might take that. There's room to these highs. And then we just form this congestion, this range back and forth, back and forth. I was looking for a setup here, but this is just a doji. It doesn't set up well at all. I wanted to talk about that. And you do get a bounce here, so you might have taken this one because this is clearly a range. So when we break out and then you get this higher low, you might go long there, but you're going into the EMA, so it's a little risky. And if you're patient, you get a failed second entry set up right here, and boom. So that's what I saw for today. I took 6 or 7 trades today, so I really don't feel like going through all these, but I'll try and do it really fast. I overtraded. Nice entry right here at the beginning of the day. Second entry short. Counter trend failed breakout. I like that. And then, yeah, I got trapped right here going short on the second entry. Signal bar isn't great, so. Took this lower high. I like that. Took this. I do not like this entry. This is, I was looking at it. I don't know what I was looking at. I think I was looking at as a second entry short, but look at that signal bar. It's terrible. So I don't like that. Okay, here we have this failed second entry and a higher low. I'm okay with this. This is aggressive. You're going into highs, but I'm okay with it. I like this failure. And this one, entry. Yeah, this one too. I think, this feels like it's according to the rules. It's a higher low. Poor signal bar, though. And yeah, that's all I took, I think. So, hope everyone had a good day. That's what I saw. And I'll be back tomorrow.